go.
But the topic of today is Iceland. So your boy just came back from Iceland. Where was there for? Me and my wife
Yasin
were
calls
there
himself the boy, by the way. So just in case you're wondering, it's not me. When he says, your boy just came, he's like...
we were there for 6 days.
Woo!
Just the right amount, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just the right amount. We stayed in 4 different hotels all across the south of the island. My wife did a wonderful job planning the whole thing.
Beautiful, man.
I didn't know anything about it, really. I mean, so we used Farah's template, Sayed's wife's template, and after we kind of build on that, deleted some stuff, rearranged it, blah, blah, blah. And man, what a phenomenal trip. It's going to be very difficult for me to be able to like put all of this in words, but I don't know which order to go into it because I haven't told you about it, and I barely spoke about it.
Yeah, we actually have it, but you only came back yesterday. It was tough. Day before yesterday.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It has been. Okay, so here's the thing. In generalities, I can say Iceland is very unique, and I know everyone might call it that, but it is supremely unique when everything that you see outside as you drive for 2 or 3 hours is different than what you've normally seen. Now, I'm not a well-traveled guy. I'm Mauritius, and that's really about it.
Only the other volcanic. That's what Yasin does. He's afraid of. He's like, if something's gonna go right, it'll be by a volcano.
Right. But what I can say is that it's also not what you've seen in just regular traveling channels or shows or whatnot. In what I'm saying is that even the color of the grass is different. It's burnt rust. It looks like it should be dead, but when you get closer to it, it is alive and rich. There's mountains on mountains on mountains. Literally take up all of your space when you look like around you. You have to look really high up for you to be able to see the top of the mountain. And behind that mountain is another mountain. And then further into the mist and the fog is another looming giant. And you're just kind of like tracing your way through that. And then you go to we went to the glacier. There's 2 glaciers over there. One of the glaciers is the biggest glacier in Europe. And
They brag about that shit.
they really do.
We
They
got
say
that big ice sliding.
they say it all the time. And you go over there and it's mountains, but this time it is just, with hundreds of meters thick of ice that sits on top of a mountain that's slowly being compressed by the pull of gravity, and that ice is being pulled down into various places where it can exit into the ocean. That's kind of like the general gist of it, of Iceland. It is incredibly unique, and every 2-hour interval of drive time will reward you with something unique for your eyeballs to look at. And if you sit still for long enough and stare at it, you start understanding the grandness of what you're witnessing. And that's what Syed has been telling me for, since he's been there. He's like, you have to go. This is the place. I mean, of course, he mentions the sheep, which, by the way, the sheep do seem, I don't know what motivates a particular sheep to say, fuck sea level. I need grass from 150 meters up.
I need grass that's hard to find.
Super, and it's up on almost a vertical,
death-defying areas. Like that sheep is wants suicide grass.
Yeah,
right. Because there's grass everywhere.
So much grass.
But sometimes it's so hard to get where that 7 sheep are for some reason. Why is everybody up there?
Yeah, it is insane.
My favorite thing about ice, you'll see a really big, crazy mountain in the distance. It's crazy big.
Yeah.
And you'll drive towards it for 3 hours, and it's just as big the whole time. You're like, been driving at this thing for you think you'd get there in 2 hours, and it's 3.5 hours, and it almost looks the same size.
I got pictures from my drone, and I was editing the pictures a couple days ago, or just yesterday, and I'm like, wow, this mountain was really big. Then I saw a speck on it, and I zoomed on it, and that was a sheep. And then immediately I had to reprocess how big this freaking mountain was again. And I'm like, no, it's so much bigger.
Right.
It's so much bigger.
Sheep for scale.
Well, there's plenty of sheep for scale over there. Yeah. Another thing that I enjoyed. Okay, so for those who are listening, if you follow me on Instagram, I'll be posting So I'm posting the pictures that I got from the drone right now, and then I'll be posting the videos. I'm pretty stoked about editing and posting the videos. So if you guys want to see that,
Do you eat any shark?
No, I didn't
Old
eat
ass
any
shark.
No,
That have pickled shark.
no, I didn't
It's
do it.
pricey.
I hear tell, and I understand it's a delicacy, but
halal.
yeah, that's true. It is indeed a fish.
Yeah.
That has gills and stuff, but no, I wasn't tempted.
Yeah.
No
one's tempted.
I think I'm good. All right. So another thing that's nice, and I leave my Instagram posts for to speak with regards to nature. You can just Google the various places. I can't pronounce any of them, so I'm not going to try.
You can't pronounce anything in Iceland and outside of Reykjavik.
Yeah.
After that, it's everything with F's and K's and J's.
Yeah.
And those things they're like Fagoja Lauren? Frajora Corin. Dude, it's
Can't
impossible.
do it.
Nothing rolls off your tongue properly.
It's me and my wife say it to each other wrong just so that we understand what we're talking about as far as destinations are concerned. Yeah. But really, we're not going to say it out loud. No. Another great thing is that the place hasn't been sanitized by safety. What I mean by that is...
what do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is, if you want to go, there's a couple of the major southern waterfalls. You can walk right up to underneath the waterfall if you wanted to.
Yeah, you can,
and you'd probably die, but you could walk all the way there. You can walk behind it. You can climb up the hill all the way to the top, and then you could see the river going over the edge. You could walk right up to the edge of that too. Yeah. There's some guy who did a selfie recently in Niagara Falls where he hopped the fence and he did a selfie while he was just on the edge just before it goes down. Yeah. And that was a big thing, right? People, yeah, exactly. It's on the news. How this dumb person done this or whatever. But that was regular selfies in Iceland. And I think I don't know this for sure, but I feel like because Iceland is far away, it's not a very popular tourist destination, and even when there's a lot of tourists, quote unquote, it's not even that much. Yeah. At any time of day. So I don't think there's that many idiots there.
Yeah. And I think it's also like none of this is manufactured in any way. Yeah. So it's just like, well, if a dumbass wanted to fall into a hole, then who are we to, it's like there was a waterfall and a guy walked into it, yeah. But I like that they don't except the geysers, because geysers, they kind of circle off a little bit. You're like,
you know what? Because I know if you don't do that, you might just walk really close to a geyser that's going to shoot up 100 degrees.
Yeah, people also will lay down in things that are hot and warm sometimes because there's no rules in Iceland for whatever reason.
Yeah. I can see why you did that for the geysers. I understand that, but what a tremendous place to go. And I didn't even do all of the north. No. That's where the puffins are. That's where the orca whales are. Damn. That's where that's some actual
we
wildlife.
Should do a group trip to the north.
That'd be amazing,
dude. That would be my wife would be down.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a PSA.
PSA.
All right. When you go online, let's say you're getting ready for Iceland, right? So you Google what's the temperature in Iceland right now. It says 10 to 5 degrees to 10 degrees. All right, sweet. So it's not negative. It's not in the negatives yet. You can layer up. You can just, you don't have to bring a North Face big bomber jacket. All right, bet. It's going to rain, so you're going to want a rain jacket and rain pants. Okay, you figure out base layer merino wool. You got your undershirt, you got your sweater, you're good to go. Now you got to do a decision for rain jacket and rain pants, right? Now, it's not necessary, but if you want to enjoy the shit that's in there, that's there, buy that so that you can interact with nature a little bit more, and you can stay warm because you're going to be 2-3 hours out, so you don't want to be uncomfortable for the entire day. It's important. Now, when you Google and you go onto Sports Check and you type in rain jacket, and then you see one for $60, and then you see one for $170. Let me tell you this from the man who bought the $60 one. There are reasons why. I know it doesn't seem like, that makes sense, but I was just trying to cut a corner. I figure this one will keep me impermeable. It'll keep me dry. This one will also keep me dry. Yeah. Why not just $68? When you're dealing with water, and especially with, we ended up we went on a glacier walk, right? And it started raining on the glacier walk, water will get anywhere.
Water's crazy.
And if you don't have a Velcro strap to tight that those things around your wrist, water will slowly seep up your forearm if you're like doing anything, right? It'll go down your neck if you don't close the neck properly. And if you're tall like me and you put rain pants on, if it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of your boot and then you cinch it and it just floats kind of on top, then you're just providing the rain with a highway directly into the sock of your boot. Damn. And let me tell you this, after a 4-hour hike and you still got 3 other places for you to hit, and you are soaked from sweat and also soaked from water, and your shoes are wet, the inside of your shoes are wet. It's not a fun thing.
No.
Just buy the good ones.
Yeah, I'm with you. You seem so mad at you. I know you're talking to yourself from the past. And I'm like, geez, dude. There's other ways that I'm not your son that bought you the wrong stuff. Just buy the stuff. Past Yasin. That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the drowning pool?
Oh, which one?
There's a drowning pool where they used to drown witches.
No, I have not.
Oh man, it's also where their old parliament was, and they had a.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, there was a plaque there, and they had drew out a picture of them drowning a witch.
Damn, was this in Reykjavik?
Yeah, it was just right outside of Reykjavik, like within an hour, and it was nice. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, look at this, Perha. Come here, see this thing? They used to drown with men and women. Also, they're pretty open-minded about witches.
That's cool.
But yeah, they had like a picture. They like put stones in this bag and put you in the bag.
Shit.
That was happening.
Okay. Yeah, apparently most early books was instructions on how to spot a witch and then kill it.
I probably was a bigger problem, and I think probably still is. Probably still is.
All right,
I also say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Vikings, cool.
Dude,
being there, seeing they have a lot of boat stuff, and you're like,
yeah, they like the boats.
You guys have seen like
oars.
They also seem like they've calmed all the way down from that time.
Dude, they're so open-minded. There's so many gay flags over there.
Yeah,
they're so like.
I know
the where the lagoon is. There's a kind of like a small little restaurant gift shop situation.
Yeah.
And there's banners there that love is love. I'm like, was it just like, was it a holiday recently? No, this is just regular. They're so open-minded. For Vikings? Amazing.
For marauders?
Yeah. For the people who enslaved Irish people?
Yeah, that's pretty aggressive, know? Put your head on a pike, people?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would suck if you're Irish. These guys from a smaller island come and get you and take you back, and now you got to work.
They were so much bigger.
They were so much stronger. They must have just bear hugged you.
Oh my god!
Took
Must
you
have
on
been
the boat.
Scary. Okay.
Yeah.
So we went to we did a glacier walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just because I didn't do this.
Yeah.
So walking on a glacier.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Or just like, well, nobody said anything. We just kept going.
No. All right. So. First of all, they put you, when you get to the meeting point, it's on a super Jeep, which is essentially, like a full-size van. If it doesn't have any windows, people call it the rapist van. No?
No.
Okay. The shady ass vans.
Yeah.
You've seen those. The GMCs with a square thing is, and then it's lifted with gigantic wheels, like it's a Tonka truck now.
Ooh.
And then you go in and you get your feet fitted for something called crampons, and essentially it's spikes that you attach to your boot.
I like that.
Right. Anyway, so after you get fitted, you get onto this super Jeep, and it drives on the highway. Then at some point, it pulls off of the highway and just off-roads it for about 40 minutes. It's a pretty rough ride. Then when you get to the spot, you get out, and then there's a hike for 35 minutes or so. On unbroken terrain and broken up with rocks and rivers and stuff like that. There was a rickety bridge that you had to cross over, a maximum of 3 people at a time on that. And then eventually get to a place where the glacier is melting into the soil. And it's almost like quicksand in that transition area. So you have to like walk quickly so your feet don't sink into the underneath the whatever it is.
All right, with your heavy ass boots.
Yeah, with the heavy ass me. So once when you get past that, you put on your crampons. Right. So he shows you how to like tie it in, and my feet were apparently, like I was just wearing an 11 and a half shoe, but he didn't have anything that would fit me. So
this guy's complimenting you. He's like, dude, your feet. I mean, this guy, right?
Huge.
Congratulations, man. This guy.
And so he gave me his crampons.
Oh, that's
and then he had
something.
to use someone else's smaller ones, like the public ones. They provide the group.
I need him to have crampons so he can come save me later. Carry me when I need it.
No, he had his own.
Okay.
Okay. So then you start walking on the glacier. Now this glacier is black. You would think it's clear, white, beautiful, whatever. Completely black. The reason being is that he was saying it's the ash from the 2010 eruption. And all of that ash settled onto the glacier, and then snow and whatever melted on top of it. So where, like, over the years it's melted, now it's exposing this ash.
Did you think it was going to be one way, and then you were like, oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, we thought it was white.
Science.
Yeah, we thought it was white. We thought it was going to be white. We were a little sad that it was black.
Yeah.
But, and you know what? Here's the thing, though. Right when you say, up until that point, I thought that a glacier walk is you walking on pristine ice. And that's the charm.
Right.
Like that's why you do the thing, is for you to say, look, see how white it is or how clear it is. Right. And that's the only real thing that you get from walking on a glacier. So when I see that it's all black, I'm like sad about my wife who's not going to be able to take the pictures she wants. And I'm like, oh, I guess we'll just walk around this little thing and then we'll come back. Not really that fun. Bro, there's so much shit that's happening on a glacier. So as you're going, he starts pointing out various things. And then you start realizing, like, as further you're getting up, you're also climbing not only the side of the mountain, but you're also climbing the glacier itself, which thickens over time. So at some point, we're like, maybe 50 meters high of ice underneath us. And some parts are a little bit clear, so you can see deep blue, you can see light blue, you can see past like the cracks of the black. And then you start seeing the rivers. So ice melts from the top and it rolls down, but it doesn't roll all the way to the edge and then into the soil. What it does is that it carves its way through the ice, and over time it actually makes a canyon as it cuts through the ice, and then eventually the canyon ends in a hole. And then that's the water drains through the hole, tunnels all the way down, and then passes underneath the glacier out into the dry lagoon. Right. What this means is that there are holes at various sizes that has some of them huge funnels that just goes into a hole that will just put you into oblivion. Should you fall and slide into this hole, right?
Yeah.
That's it for you.
You're going where water goes.
Yeah.
And guess what? You're bigger.
And it's truly terrifying.
I wonder how many people...
I wonder too.
Yeah.
There's times where you're just walking and it's sort of like it's like a false summit, like a smaller summit. And then if you look, you just crest over it. And then on one side, right on your right, there's like a 30-foot diameter funnel that's just going into a hole.
Yeah, that's unnecessary, because if you start going, it's hard to stop going.
Yeah.
Your wife goes, now what? She's like, help.
Yeah. Now what do you do?
You just look at her with big eyes because you know how this shit works. You're like, I don't have these shoes on my hands.
Yeah. I don't know what to do.
You're like...
Also, he was the only one with the ice pick.
Right.
I mean, like, at that... Once when I saw the second one, and I saw how big they were, I'm like, we should all have ice picks.
You should definitely have ice picks.
Yeah. Next time I do it, because inshallah, if we can go... So the idea is this. Where we are right now... At the time that we're in right now, this is the thing to see on the glacier, right? Melted river canyons, which look really cool. Some of them are big, dude. I'm telling you, like, it's like heart stopping when you like peer over. You're like, shit, right? That's what you're here to see. In November, when it solidifies, then they go into where the water cut, and that's the canyons. So the caves. So the ice caves form from November into the winter time. So then if you were to book your glacier walk then it would be more of a cave exploration with a little bit of glacier walk, because you're entering various caves, and they have to pre-go into these things to like double check which ones are good. Gotcha. And then they lay out the route for the public. Anyway, so that was there to see. Anyway, so we get to this very shallow river that hasn't started cutting through the ice, right? So he takes an ice pick, he puts it across, and when he does that, the water hits the handle of the ice pick and kind of boops upward, so that it's kind of like a drinking fountain, right? And he's like, okay, so you just do a push up, straddling the river, you do a push up, and then just lower yourself down so that you can drink some of this fresh water, right? So he asked who wanted to do it. By the way, I don't know if you get this. I'm sure you're like front if you're going on a thing like this, you're like front of the class, right? Sure, like it's maybe. Time. It's no, I mean like you want to get the most out of it.
I've seen CLP here, but maybe
you ask you ask questions to the guide. Right, you interact with them a little bit, right? But a lot of people in the group that didn't. They looked like they were sad to be there. They were just trudging along and whatnot. Me and my wife were having all the fun, right? Asking him questions. As halfway through the trip, he only was talking to us about the glacier. Anyway, he says, "Who wants to go first?" I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll go," because I can do a decent push-up. Sure. So I grab onto the two sides of the handle of the ice pick, and I lower myself down. As I'm doing that, the pick dislodges from the ice.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a forward. I didn't put it forward.
Yeah.
Right, but it just rolled right off of where the perch, and both of my fists like plunged down into the water ice. Not much. Yeah. It didn't look that crazy. That being said, I like steadied myself. Right. I took a sip of water. I stand up, and I'm like, yeah, that was good. Tasted good, right? Didn't think anything of it. Then I look at my hand, and I'm like, oh, I cut myself here. Right? Yeah. I'm like, that's odd. My hands are wet, so when your blood is mixing with water, it's spreading a lot. I'm like, oh, I cut myself here. This was a deep cut on this side. And then I'm looking and I'm like, and then my fingers was just red.
Oh man.
Because I'd cut myself here. This part over here, pick? If you saw, there was a chunk.
Jeez.
A chunk of my finger was left. There was a cut here. It's small. I think I was like about 7 cuts on my hands. And now I'm bleeding, and it's
attracting sharks.
It's getting to the place where like there's drops of blood on the on the glacier,
and they're like, "Hey, we can't have this."
Now they didn't notice that because I've already like done my sip, so then someone else was going for it, and then we're like, my wife's like, I think maybe we can ask him for a first aid kit. Yeah. Like I don't know how many more cuts I have, right? So now I'm starting to bleed, and it doesn't seem. Like in retrospect, the cuts are rather small, but it's bleeding a lot. They were really, it's like cuts with blades. Excuse me. Except for this chunk over here where I could see white, and the white part in my finger. So now I'm starting to get a little lightheaded, right? And I can see a whole lot of blood. I'm no problem. But for whatever reason, the first 30 seconds of me bleeding, I'll get lightheaded a bit, and then I'm fine again.
All right.
But if you ride it out, first of all,
you're on a slippery glacier with, trash holes.
Exactly. So in my head, I'm like, Yasin, you do not pass out. Yeah. You do not pass out on a glacier.
No.
You do not fucking pass out on a glacier. Yeah. So like my right hand, this hand was doing okay, but I mean, like it was bleeding a bit. But like on this hand, looked like I just run it through a freaking like a trimmer. A blender. And so and it's just going, and I'm like, I need to figure out a way for me to be able to get through this next like half a minute. All I need is to get through half a minute or a minute, and I should be okay. So as he's rummaging through his back, and he's making like jokes and whatnot, he's keeping it light, right? It's fine. I'm laughing too with his jokes, but I'm starting to see tunnel vision. So I'm like, I like bend over and put myself in like a recovery thing with my like I'm taking a deep breath, and thank God. That was the thing that saved me.
Really?
Yeah. If I didn't go like almost into like a deep squat with my head like really low and then just take 3 breaths, I feel like I would have teetered over.
Wow.
Yeah. It was just so much blood. It was remarkable how much my wife was freaking out. Jeez. Right? Anyway, so he gives me some stuff to wipe it.
Yeah.
And I'm wiping it. As I'm wiping it, it's just constantly gushing. Right? The problem was that this cut over here was a triangular cut, so it didn't know.
Not closing.
Yeah, it's not closing at all. Anyway, so wipe it down eventually, and then after we put some gauze on it, and I put a plastic glove on it to kind of like hold some of the gauze together, and then it was fine again. And I was like, let's not worry about it at all. Both my hands were completely numb, so it's not like it was no pain.
I was hoping there was like, and we left the blood in the water, and they were like, you can't leave your blood, get your blood out. This is gonna be a problem.
Scoop it up.
This is the region we can't leave blood.
So yeah, I left my blood up on the biggest glacier in Europe.
I love that, man.
And yeah, even after that, we didn't cut the trip after that. There was another 40 minutes of
Bleed
walk.
everywhere, bro.
Yeah. At this point,
all over the place in the
yeah,
lava.
it was fine.
You're making a Horcrux. You don't care. Just walking around.
Yeah, if we ever go and if you want to do it together, if we can line that up or whatever, I'm telling you.
You have some brotherhood bond.
Yeah,
bro, we got a high five after cutting our hands.
Oh, okay. So the reason why is because apparently when ice melts, that's from a glacier.
Yeah.
It melts essentially sharp underneath the water.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's sharp underneath the water. That's why there was so many cuts. Because he cut himself when he did it, but it was only one cut. I went in and they massacred my boy. And then the guy after me too is an Asian guy who did it, and he got one cut. I just got the worst of it because the whole thing pushed into the ice.
I thought that was from the picks themselves.
No. It wasn't from that. It was literally impacting the ice.
I thought it'd be all smooth under.
I thought so too.
But no.
No, it's
friggin'
like
ice.
sticking blades and stuff like this in there.
Man.
Yeah. So, but nonetheless, at the end of the day, still fun. I didn't think that was so much to see on a glacier, but there's so much to see on top of the glacier. You would be surprised. I'm missing things. I know for sure I'm missing some of the things he explained and various there's rocks that literally rolled, got caught into a glacier, and then break apart through ice because it has a little crack. Water goes into it, freezes, and it expands it, and eventually the rock just cuts in half. Just by water and ice.
Yeah. I love it.
Nutty.
Yeah. Super nerdy right now.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, Magic School Bus?
Yeah.
They should have gone to Iceland.
They should have.
No.
Oh, what a fantastic trip. And your glowing reviews definitely motivated us to go.
I think it's a great, man. I like places that it is sometimes oh, you got to go to New York because you got to do this and this and this. And I was like, you don't really have to tell people to do a lot. Just keep going.
Yeah.
And there'll be some stuff.
Yeah.
And you figure it out from there. Watch some really expensive food go by. It was an $8 cup of coffee.
And you know what? Coffee was a lot cheaper than what
you
guys.
Really?
Yeah. It was $4.
Okay, that's actually reasonable.
Yeah.
But that's also coffee here's gotten more expensive. Or it's
No, I only do McDonald's coffee now.
Really? McDonald's?
Dude, that's
good?
Okay. If you don't do Starbucks coffee, then in my opinion, McDonald's coffee is the only way to go.
Okay.
Their iced coffee is fantastic, and their regular coffee, I don't even have sugar in it anymore. It's just 2 cream.
Jeez,
it's the way to go, man.
This guy's flexing on McDonald's coffee.
I love McDonald's coffee. $2, that's all you need, man.
Oh, speaking of old sharks, did you hear about the Queen?
Oh man, is she a shark?
Not anymore. A ghost. I think she's one of those knights in the. Wait, am I supposed to be sad? Or you're not sad about? Nobody says about this, right?
I'm not particularly sad about the Queen.
Why do I feel like I want to make fun of this the whole time? I'm the opposite of sad. I'm happy.
Why are you happy she died?
I'm not happy that an old lady's dead and her grandkids or whatever. But I'm just since the hype is so big on this lady, oh my God, we're gonna have a holiday and we're gonna reprint the money and put her on there for it. I'm just dude, it's a whole family of slave owners and diamond thieves and shit and pedophiles now. They can't keep their hands off anything.
Yeah, there's probably more than just one, like Prince Andrew.
There's probably. Out of all the princes named Andrew, he's probably there's a few dozen.
Yeah, there's got to be a fair bit.
Yeah, I think it's 10% of anybody who's named Andrew or Jim or Charles. It's just overall, dude. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm happy, but I've seen some memes and I'm this is hilarious. I saw one where it was when the Queen comes to the gates of heaven and Diana meets her.
Yeah.
And I was that is so funny.
I do. You know what? Here's the thing. I enjoyed every single Diana meeting.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But because I think she was done wrong.
Of course she
was.
And
this is the only kind of this is the only type of how do we get a little bit of revenge for this one princess that I thought was actually good.
Yeah, the lady who caused her a lot of distress died.
Yeah.
And when you think about them meeting, it's funny, It's funny.
Yeah. I mean, that's provided if
I've been running Queen up here for a minute now. You can be princess.
Yeah.
Go stand there with
we start from zero over here.
We start with zero over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I take.
Why are we going to reprint the money?
They're just commemorating a lot of coins and a lot of bullshit because it's
I don't
just
think we
like
need to do that either.
it's just a waste of money.
You know what I like?
Yeah.
I like the International Space Station arm on the money. I think that's cool. They already do that. It's on this $5 bill. Because it was a
But
Canadian.
she's on the other side, probably.
Probably, yeah.
Just standing.
It was a Canadian project.
Arm.
The arm.
I like that.
Yeah, I think so.
That's pretty crazy,
Yeah.
but I like that.
I like that. You
I
know,
like
let's
that.
celebrate. Let's
Kids
celebrate
playing
some
hockey,
scientists.
Just
and
kids.
whatnot.
They're like, yeah, we like sports.
Yeah.
We do outdoor stuff, maple leaves, animals. Those are all great. But then it gets stupid when it's just like, this lady. We're in
It means
Canada.
nothing. You know, it's just a figurehead.
The arm?
No, the lady.
The lady?
She's just a figurehead.
No.
Canada puts a robot arm on for $5 bills that leads to space currency race. I don't know what that means, but here it is. This is what it looks like. We don't even see our money because of it being all digital. But
Dude, I don't carry money around ever.
yeah,
I'd never seen this. You can give me $1 million to pick out what's on a $5 bill right now. I wouldn't say it's this. Would you say it was this? You knew about that?
I mean, I knew about this.
You brought it up, obviously.
Yeah,
You did,
yeah.
but I had no. What's on other money? Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's take a guess. What's on a $10? What's on a $10?
It's a white dude.
It's a white dude on one side. What's on the other side?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right. You have no idea.
No, it wouldn't be a duck, right?
It's probably a duck and a few things. Yeah, let's look it up.
Dollar.
I'm gonna say duck,
bill.
hockey player.
Canada.
Pure guess. Maybe a moose.
Okay, it can't be a hockey player.
Why not?
No, I'm sorry. You said hockey player? I thought you said hockey puck. All right, here we go. We should put this at 2021, let's say, because that's the one that would be more.
That was the most relevant money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got Viola Desmond.
Who's she?
She is a Winnipeg human rights. No, on the back is the Winnipeg Human Rights Museum.
Okay.
Okay, and then the lady.
You were gonna say she's the museum.
She's a human rights activist.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So that's this is what's on it.
Oh, I've seen this lady.
You've seen this one, lady?
Yeah, I've seen the lady.
I mean, I know her as the purple lady.
All right.
But it's only because she's on the $10 bill.
Is she black?
No.
No. Okay.
No, she looks. I know Viola, right?
Well, she's purple. It's hard to. Yeah, Viola is. I'm like Viola sounds like a black lady's name.
Known as Canada's Rosa Parks.
See?
Yeah.
There's no way. I know Canada's white, but that's probably not a white woman. Is how white we are.
Desmond, 32, was dragged out of a theater by police and jailed.
Jeez.
So the civil rights activist was convicted of defrauding the province of 1 penny tax, the difference between tax between downstairs and upstairs ticket, even though Desmond asked to pay the difference. This was a no. Okay. Anyway, so that's that. $20? How deep do you want to go? I mean, we're already here now, so let's keep going. All right, $20 bill. This
is Canada.
This has got Queen Elizabeth on it.
Let me see. I want to shit on this. Also, I think Andrew Jackson is on the American $20 bill, so we can say $20 bills maybe suck. It looks like the Grinch. What's the building?
I don't know what the building is.
All right, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't really. All right.
I don't know. I shouldn't be that mad at her. Just all their money comes from torture and slavery and enslavement and stuff. It's crazy.
I mean, that was the popular way of making money back then.
Not really.
You don't
Not
think
for
so?
everybody. Not everybody had access. Yeah, there were just a few who were able to make slaves, and a few people who were able to be slaves.
Right.
And it wasn't it was really just Portugal and England and a couple of other.
Really? I mean, Iceland was doing it.
Yeah, not so. The amount of money Portugal made through the slave trade today would be worth in the equivalent of what Apple possibly has.
Okay.
So what Iceland got was probably a few Irish slaves. But from what I've been there, it didn't seem like they got it. I didn't see no diamonds.
You can't just put your pulse on Iceland and be like, I feel like
if your whole
it was
economy,
only two Irish dudes.
Well, the thing is, Ireland's whole economy's tourism now. I mean, sorry, not Ireland, obviously Iceland. Yeah. But England, Portugal, and a few of these other countries. Just slave running was their number one business for a few generations.
Yeah.
While before that, it was like military expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, if you look at like all the schemes they did, it was just like, oh, you guys are the worst people.
Yeah.
And, their family just lost that power, and now they're just TV characters.
Yeah.
And like, people
they're going around to Africa visiting, trying to
be like, we didn't,
it wasn't us.
My grandfather didn't come here and just kick your grandfather. That didn't happen.
You know what? I feel like one thing is an easy one would be all of their diamonds and stuff that they can easily track back to like India or Africa or whatnot. Just give them back.
You don't want them, man.
But like the
slippery slope.
But the diamonds.
Yeah.
He's like, this is all ornamental stuff. We're not going to take away. We're not going to give them money back.
Yeah.
Right. But some shit, some shit back.
It's not like they're gonna spend the diamond, right? It's just sitting there. It's not yours.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
It has somebody's name on it, literally. Just like...
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like an easy one. It's like an easy win.
Send the painting back, bro. Who cares?
Yeah.
We had it forever.
It's stuff like that.
They think it's ours now. It's how long we had it, but
bring back some statues, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I'm not, since she barely had any power, it's not a big deal, but
right.
People are going to go. For me, I'm so lucky that my Instagram is very cleanly curated, where I don't really get anybody's opinions on it. Yeah. That's not how I do Instagram. So like, I'm not going to be like, why is my friend caring so much about this, which would like eat up my brain?
What, you don't have friends that post it?
I don't have any friends that I've looked at what they post almost
you just
ever.
don't look.
Dude, I don't
You don't even look at my stuff.
I don't look at anybody's stuff. That's why, when your friend posts something and it kind of like bothers you sometimes, I don't know what anybody's almost ever posted.
Yeah.
Like in a month, I know maybe 10 posts total.
Right.
Because that's not how I do Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, that's good.
I'm so much happier.
That's true.
Yeah. I've been making it a point the whole time you've been gone.
Yeah.
Every day, me and my wife would multiple times a day go to your wife's
Instagram. That's good.
Because we know you guys are like,
we're like, posting something relevant.
I'm
posting something relevant. My wife is very good at posting, by the way, obviously.
Oh yeah,
her stories are better.
She's got the music.
Yeah.
You're like, what is this?
It's a whole thing. It's a whole artistic. It's a whole artistic thing.
Hey, I'm glad. On the list of places you and I have both gone independently and together, I'm glad that like we can add Iceland to the list.
What a place though. That's a banging place.
It's a banging place.
That's a true achievement. Very happy that.
But I can also see somebody going there and be like, this is, somebody who doesn't appreciate any of this.
Yeah.
The whole place isn't, like a glacier for them. They're like, there's a whole, there's this grass and I saw a dead puffin on the floor, like dead birds on the floor.
Yo, there's a lot of dead birds on the street. Why are they on the highway? Why are they choosing to die here? Not only that, did we see dead carcasses on the highway, but I also saw like injured, and they're scooting sideways, and I have to like drive around them. Why have you chosen this place?
I think they crawl and get hit by cars. I think it's there's a lot of nature. Like you said, they aren't trying to clean up anything. You know who's going to clean that up? A fox or something.
Okay, this is what I'm a little bothered by.
No foxes.
No, just nothing that's eating sheep.
Yeah.
All of these sheep, they're just walking around. Oh. You know what it is? It a little annoys me. Mm-hmm. It's the same way. I bring this back. It's the same way when I see dudes wearing flip-flops when they're in the city.
Right, that guy is not worried about. Yeah,
I don't like the fact that person operates their life with the thought that they won't have to just do a full sprint at any moment.
Yeah,
that bothers me. That level of comfort that person has in the city. When I look at that, it's an image of we've become too soft.
So were you driving around Iceland and be like, these sheep are soft. They're not worried about anything.
First of all, who's gonna argue with me that they're not soft? Sheep look hella soft.
They are.
Okay?
They're just chewing and walking around.
Also, everywhere I looked at sheep, they didn't even have their head up swiveling. Mm-hmm. You know, when a deer eats, they eat and then they look up and they look up. Sheep, I would say 95% of them, their face was into the grass because they never have to look over their shoulders. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's good.
You want to take an animal there, release them
I want to bring one of the Canadian wolves.
Just one though, so that it doesn't breed. But like there's a healthy fear for a generation.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, you gotta put something. I think it's too easy. There's sheep everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta get them to run a little bit.
I would get like just one coyote, just for the puffins. And then for the sheep to be like, What is that? that thing is eating things.
Yeah. Put some fear in the thing. Yeah. Also, Icelandic horses might be some of the most beautiful horses. They're brown with like blonde hair. Are they doing this on purpose? Or this is how they come out?
Horses. I was like, are they fucking with us? Are they messing with us?
Is this shit natural?
Why is his hair so... Did he shampoo?
Right? Why is it glistening?
Yeah. How did he do that with his hooves?
Dude. Yeah, some of these horses.
Beautiful.
Looking amazing.
Plush. Like the thick... You're like, wow.
Yeah, we got lucky. We had pulled to the side of the road to fly the drone for a bit. And then at the same time, there was... I don't know, these people who wrangle horses, they were traveling from, I guess, one ranch to another, and they used the highway to bring the horses down.
Iceland cowboys.
And, I saw it was so many of them, and we just got to see all of them just trot by.
Did you get to feed any of them?
No, I didn't.
My wife wanted to, and I didn't let her. I was like, what if we need to eat that apple? I haven't heard hearing about this. We were hungry a lot. Like we were in, we also had run out of food. It's like last day. We're going back to Reykjavik for the last day.
Yeah.
And I was like, what if, and then, geez, I like made her miss. And every time I see her, I've made her feed 3 horses since then. And like,
did she bring it up multiple times? Just be like,
she brought it up a few times.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
You could feel that it hit her in her chest. Yeah. Also, here's the thing though, right, bro?
Apple.
I mean, listen, look, I'm your boy through and through. I take your side blindly all the time first, right? But you both are Muslim. You can fast for 24 hours. Let her use the apple to feed.
There's a lot of walking some other days. You want an apple? The thing is, we also finished. We had a few apples. Yeah, it was tough. If your lady wants to feed a Icelandic beautiful horse,
just let it go.
Let it go. Even if it's a cookie, she won't be quiet about it.
But
you know what the great thing is? While her and I were there, we saw multiple people with little kids that could walk on their body or walking, and kids are generally really good driving. Like generally, kids are totally cool. Just stare out the window.
I don't think they can reach the gas pedal.
No, so it's just like we want to go back. We were even thinking about next year.
Oh,
yeah. Iceland is like just a perfect type of starter. First, the kid's been to a resort in New York.
Yeah. That's the other thing. You don't want him. That's like flip flops.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta give him the other side of it.
Yeah, I'm like, you're gonna have to walk. He's like, what? Why is the sand black? Why does ice taste funny?
Yeah, that's the other thing. All of the rivers.
Yeah.
Black sand.
Dude,
it's the most trippiest thing ever.
I picked up the sand.
Yeah.
And it was just fine rocks.
Yeah,
it's just rocks that have been beating down.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I almost wanted to steal some, but I'm like, I'm not gonna value this later.
Yeah.
And I'll feel like, why did I take sand from somewhere? But it's a bunch of the places you were posting about. One of the places had black sand and like a black, penis looking thing just standing there.
Yeah, in the water.
Yeah. And then there's a cave by it.
Yeah.
And that cave just reflects back light in a funny way. It's like,
oh, we weren't there where sun would have been able to hit it.
Oh man,
but it's got all these prisms.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't, when you're in there, I'm like, this is very psychedelic.
I guess it's not
way.
prisms. It's called the basalt columns, right?
Yeah, something like it.
Yeah,
I think it's
so.
right. I didn't, the minerals. Yeah. I don't know. but
it's the Black Beach.
Yeah, it's the Black Beach. Yeah. And there's also like a crashed plane. I don't know if you know about.
I know about it. We didn't see it.
Good. It's not. Shah Rukh Khan did a. Shah Rukh Khan, if you type in Shah Rukh Khan Iceland music video, he goes everywhere you went. Everywhere you went, you can be like, whoa, he went everywhere.
I have gone.
Yeah. And then there's this plane that crashed in Iceland, I don't know, decades ago.
Yeah.
And you can walk to it. It's a 3-hour walk. And Shah Rukh Khan was on this plane, so brown people walk to it.
Wow.
And my wife was like, let's go see this plane. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're walking, and it's like black sand reflecting light onto us. And a plane we can't see.
Yeah.
And then slowly we see 3 Indians coming. Like, that's how long is it?
Oh my God.
And they came to us and they're like, hey, are you going to see the plane? I was like, yeah. He's like, it's not worth it. It's just a plane. And I was like, oh, thank God. And we turned around and just...
Oh, you stopped.
We stopped. We're like, fuck, yes. I was wanting to stop for...
I wouldn't want to
Shah
go.
Rukh Khan in his plane.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, there's literally nothing else there but this plane. I was like, oh, thank God. But Iceland, I'm gonna go back and maybe like if this is worth it, maybe do the top ring.
Yeah, I want to do the top ring just because I want to see orcas. right? I saw seals, and that was a rush.
Yeah, seals are.
Saw seals?
They're chilling.
Yeah.
They're not rushed or anything.
Just lounging. All right, so there's an explanation as to why. Actually, it's not. Actually, the explanation is a story. Is a mystery nonetheless. The seals inside the lagoon feel safe and they chill over there because the orca whales do not come into the lagoon. However, orca whales can physically come into the lagoon. They just choose not to. That's it. As long as they've been there, or humans have been doing this, I don't know, whatever. There's only been one recorded account of a killer whale in the lagoon. But there's nothing specifically that's stopping the killer whale to be in there.
I wonder why.
So they just well, for whatever. Maybe we'll figure it. Maybe they'll figure it out later on.
I hope it's something.
But it's crazy
and scary.
Yeah.
The whales are like, do you know what's frozen down here?
They're super smart, right?
Yeah.
So if they're making the decision, because literally all
whales are like, are you stupid? What are you, seals?
And we're just floating on a boat. Like look at the ice. Yeah, man. It's insane when parts of we missed
icebergs breaking off.
We missed it by maybe a minute to 2 minutes.
Oh no!
Because when we got to the place, the water was really wavy, and so he stops and he said the reason why there's waves over here right on the side is because a piece of ice just fell off the wall. We just missed it.
Dang.
He's like, in his career, he's been doing it for maybe 5 years. Yeah. He's seen it only 6 or 7 times.
Gee. We saw a pretty sizable iceberg flip over. Freaking! I was just like, I was speechless, and I'm not speechless about anything.
Yeah. Holy shit! You saw one flip because they're big. They can't even get close to it because the bottom is bigger, right?
School.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what to compare. It would be like a part of the mall, like the Walmart section of a mall flipping over, is what it felt like.
Yeah.
And then when it came up, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like, ta-da! It's like blue and white, and it's gorgeous, and it's like smooth. It's just, that was, and you're like, we can't leave for 30 minutes. We're gonna have to stare at this thing now. Just standing there, like, wow.
Yeah. Were you on a boat?
No, we were on the shores. There was maybe 20 people with us.
And you hung out and you got to see that.
Yeah, we were just taking pictures of this. Just random. There's such clear ice on the floor, and some of these things floating around. And one thing that I thought was a fixture.
Yeah.
There's this a loud shotgun noise.
Yeah.
And then this thing flips over. And I'm so glad that shotgun noise happens.
Yeah.
Because that's inside.
Yeah.
And it's so loud. And then you look, and this thing flips over I'm like, something could come out now. You don't know what's gonna. You're like, is it done? Monster. This is crazy. Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, when he was explaining, I love these tours. By the way,
yeah.
When they're explaining stuff, because you're not gonna know about it, and then really, you're gonna sit down and read wiki. Right, so it's good to just pay someone and then listen. It's really cool.
I ask also, I'm like, what kind of fish are
Yeah, exactly.
I'm stupid. I'm like, the seasons, Or
that's what I said. That's who you're gonna be. That's who we were as well.
Yeah.
We're just quizzing them.
Yeah. I'm like, your religion, you guys eat people. I'd ask anything. Like, you guys happy? I asked that to the guy.
Right.
I'm like, all of you guys happy?
They seem pretty happy.
He said we are happy.
Yeah.
He spoke for all of them.
Yeah. I thought it was the highest suicide rate in Iceland. It's not. It's not even in the top 5.
How many homeless people did you see?
1.
Yeah, I saw one, and he seemed okay.
He was one homeless person.
Yeah.
He's in front of a Thai restaurant.
All right.
And he has his own chair.
Yeah.
But he wasn't there at nighttime when we showed up.
Right.
So I feel like either he brought his own chair for him to sit in front, and he looks like he's on drugs. He's like a little dazed, or the Thai restaurant puts a chair out for him to sit.
Dude, yeah. I had a similar one. I saw my homeless guy. He seemed at home on this. He was just like, he's dressed well.
Yeah.
He's talking to himself like a crazy person. And just sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
And he got up and went into a place and then came back. Like, I think it's different.
Oh, yeah. I think another one, they just gave him free food. He walked into a restaurant, they gave him free food.
It's just different when you're not dealing with them at scale.
Dude. All right. So here's a crazy fact.
No.
How many people do you think is in Iceland total?
No, I think I know the answer to this. It's like Milton. It's less than Milton now. It's like 400,000 or something.
Yeah, it's under 500,000. When you think about that, it is amazing how nice the infrastructure of the island is. All the signs are new, on reflective material, very clear. Highways are all paved, not There's barely any that we crossed over that was a little bumpy with potholes. The rest of it is nicely paved. Everything is built really nice. Whatever they did build is nice. Yeah. Also, this entire place runs on like 95% on geothermal energy.
It's actually very helpful.
Yeah.
It's when you only have like 400,000 people and free energy that you know how to harness.
Yeah.
It helps.
Damn.
It does.
Mauritius has 1 point something million people.
Yeah.
And it's hella poor. Now, obviously, there's reasons why it is. I understand there's a whole complex thing of it. But like just looking at it on the surface level, less than 1 million people did all of this. And this is the way how it looks. There's so many people in my home country, and that's the way how that looks. I understand. There's reasons as to why it is, but it's just amazing to see how little population. Obviously, you get a lot of support from Europe and stuff like this, but I don't know. There was something about it. Like, and if you keep going back, it was just Vikings out here, dude. Yeah. There was just massive dudes with axes and face tattoos, right? Just like, what do
Pillaging.
we do? What do we do? All we do is we get on boats, we go some other place, and then we burn it down. We take their shit, we bring it back.
That's our economy.
Yeah.
What's your economy? Oh, let me explain.
Your economy is my economy.
Whatever I see,
that's my economy.
Whatever I can carry on this boat and kill with this axe.
Yeah. They're the direct, like even where Reykjavik is, when you see how they build, like where the houses and where they live, it's on the hill overlooking the bay. So you can see when your attackers are coming on the southern shore. And then that just slowly changed from like the huts and tents and all of the other stuff and became a city, but direct descendant of clean, like crazy, easily trackable DNA to Vikings.
And now it's very clean and European.
Yeah. There's a free governmental resource that allows you to track your genealogy in Iceland. Because the population is so small, you want to know before you get married how close relative you might be to another Icelandic person.
Vital.
Yeah, it's vital. So it's a free thing. So it's a free thing that you can track. And essentially, these people will track their genealogy back to Viking age.
That's crazy.
So everyone kind of knows where they come from to like HD level understanding. Whereas I can't get past 3 generations.
No, I get it. But like, imagine like if everybody was kind of around the same area, and obviously there's always some people from a family always sticking around. It's not like everybody moves out. I wonder if you start dating, it's just like, hey, should we check this now?
Yeah.
What if we're cousins?
I mean, I think, yeah, exactly. It would be, to my detriment when in my dating time, didn't ask early enough, Sunni or Shia.
You've done that?
The amount of Shias.
Jeez, really?
Oh, yeah. For some reason, I was like a heat-seeking missile to Shias.
Yeah.
1, coincident. 2,
they're out there, bro.
Right? I think 4 or 5.
Yeah. I had 2.
Right?
Yeah.
And then out of those, I knew about it way too late. Not way too late. It's not like I got married and I'm like, shit. No. But like, it is like, I'm invested now.
One of them was
and now I got to take all this shit back.
One of them was like trying to convince me it's the same thing. It's like, it's the same thing. I was like, it's a little different. It's a little different.
Yeah, that's a problem, man.
Oh, well, I'm glad you went, man. I'm glad you went.
Hey, thank you.
And you came back with your own experience, and it's unusually like mine, but you never know what people are going to come back with. Yeah. But I'm glad you got what you got, and you did the damn thing, and now you've been to what's your 3rd island? What's the next island volcano?
It's definitely going to be a warm place.
Yeah.
Hawaii.
That would be sick.
Actually, I'm not lying. Wallahi, that's where my wife wants to go next. I want to go to the Keck Observatory.
Yep.
Because we didn't see the sky in Iceland. Oh, by the way, the sky in Iceland seems taller.
Taller?
Yeah.
It's higher?
Yeah.
Ooh.
When you look at it, you feel like there's way more space above.
Ooh, okay. I can see that, but I'm just like thinking about anything I can see. You could say anything right now. Yeah. Like I can kind of see that.
Seemed taller. Every time I looked up when it was sunny.
Yeah.
And you could see the sky with clouds.
Right.
In like
you guys any clear nights?
No.
No?
They all became overcast by the end of the day.
Yeah, I was looking at your weather forecast every day we were looking at the weather. We're like, wow, it's cloudy today.
Yeah.
It's raining a lot.
First 2 days?
Yeah.
Just rain and fog. Couldn't see anything. Couldn't see mountains, couldn't see anything.
Shit.
Yeah, it was a tough 2 days in the beginning. My wife was very depressed. She's like, is it going to be like this the entire time?
Yeah.
But then it literally cleared up during the time that we're out. And then as we're coming back home, it was rain. So it's like
you Spotify the whole time there, just music.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, mostly just music. The Wi-Fi thing, what a winner.
What a unlimited Wi-Fi. We're just YouTube. We're watching like, let's just put on a movie in the background while we drive. Just like, just eating snacks, snacking all day because meals are so expensive. Just snacks.
My wife brought so many snacks.
Good, man. Great.
Yeah, just half a suitcase full.
Sick.
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii is gonna be next. We didn't get to see the lava flows in Iceland because they stopped flowing by the time we were there. I think by the second day.
Pros and cons.
So we'd like to see lava flows in Hawaii if possible, and the Keck Observatory so that I can see sky.
They also have that funny deer from India. Apparently, like an Indian Maharaja gifted Hawaii.
Oh yeah, is it the fox deer?
No, it's like I want to say apex.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure it's not apex, but I know what you're talking about.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Why did India give him stuff?
When you just got deer, you're like, you want deer?
Yeah,
like
but
deer?
why did India be like, give me Hawaii on the phone?
I wonder. Let me get this island in the middle of nowhere that I'll never go to on the phone.
Some of this stuff doesn't make any sense. In Peru, right? They had a big thing with Japanese people. The whole reason why Peruvian food feels like a fusion of Japanese food is because mad Japanese went to Peru.
You know what? Next podcast, we got to figure that out. Because I know why there's white people in South America. They're Nazis.
Yeah.
They're running up from, their past. But yeah, there's Japanese people in Brazil as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, Peru, we're gonna do some investigation.
Yeah.
And probably not, and come back to you next week and talk to you probably about a deer.
Probably. That's been episode 356. Thank you for hanging with us. We'll be back in a week. Take care of yourselves. Good night.
Go.